Alright, what's up guys? We're here today with Jordan. We're going to be doing some hunting hero. We're going to be talking to him why he hunts, and we're just going to get to know him a little bit better, some background information. So, what got you into hunting?
What got me into hunting? My dad. My brother and I grew up with a dad that loved to get outside and go hunting, and so it became, like many people, tradition to get with dad and go out and chase some bucks. And my dad did rifles, we did a lot of rifle hunting, and he was somebody who at a very young and early age got both myself and Casey into the hunting part of it. My brother Casey thrived with it. Like, he really went like almost like full send, like he just really adapted. I enjoyed hunting so much, but then I started to kind of veer off, and I did sports for a long time, and that competed with hunting season, so I was never to go hunting for a while until I got done with sports, and then I got back into hunting and started hunting again with my brother and my dad. But my dad's the one who got me into hunting.
That's so sweet. If you had one reason why you hunt to tell anyone, like if someone came up to you and asked, why do you hunt, what would that be?
I think the reason why I hunt, and I think you asked me in Jordan now, and I would have maybe answered differently long before, and I may answer you different as years come. But where I am in my life now and why I hunt, there's obviously the traditional answers of like, I hunt for the organic meat and to be able to provide for my family and fill my freezer, and that's why as hunters and conservationists, that's why we hunt, right? To help manage the wildlife, be able to receive from the earth in which we've been given, to be able to provide for our families, and that's a big part of it. That's kind of your primary answer, if you will. Everybody kind of knows that, but for me, the reason why I love to hunt, and if you were to ask me the question as you did, I'd say it's for the opportunity to spend time in God's country. Life's really busy. There's a lot of distractions. Social media, right? YouTube, Instagram, all these things. And for me, it's a great way to disconnect and then reconnect.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's what I love about hunting, is whether if it was successful every time you went out, they wouldn't call it hunting, it'd be called killing. But it's not. We don't have success every time. So whether I have success or not, I just love the fact that I'm able to get out there with friends or family, whether it's my dad, my brother, people here in this office at MTNOPS, and be able to spend time in God's country and just reconnect and be closer to Him. So I really love that about hunting.
Sweet. If you brought up the primary answer, conservation. If you were to find conservation in one word, couple words, what would those words be?
To define conservation?
Yeah, as us as hunters, what are we taking part in of conservation?
So as conservationists, we are stewards of the land. And so that's, conservation, the Rocky Mountain Foundation's, their quote and what they say is, hunting is conservation. And I think oftentimes people try to really understand, what is conservation? What does that word mean? Conserving, conservation, and as hunters, as gatherers, we are stewards over the land. It's our opportunity to be able to manage wildlife and to be able to keep the balance of life. And so it's not something that we should take lightly. The taking of an animal's life is something serious. It's not something that's just, I always say that if people go out and they hunt, they don't feel any sense of remorse for that animal and taking its life, then they should probably rethink why they're hunting, because they give their life so that we might continue ours, which is an incredible balance of what life is. And so conservation is stewardship, really is. It's being stewards over what we have as hunters to utilize, which is the land and the animals and resources.
Yeah, and I think if we look back at like our ancestors, they had to hunt for food, and now we have grocery stores and all this, but us as hunters are still going out there, killing our meat, getting our meat, and so I just think it's a really spiritual and great experience to get out there. So
it's in all of us. I think you just bring up a really great point. So our ancestors, like hunting has been since the dawn of time. Since they figured out how to crack some rocks together and start a fire, and learned like what meat was and how to cook it on that fire, and spears and whatever they could make at the time. Like, hunting has been a part of human nature since our genesis, since our beginning. And so it's inside, whether a person hunts or not. You know, we're all hunters in this room, but there's people who aren't, but inside their genome, inside their DNA, they're hunters.
Yeah.
They just don't know it yet. They just don't understand it. But when it came to survival, it was something that was necessary to survive. They hunted the land. Not only were there, you know, fruits, vegetables, different things they could find, plants, whatever, but meat is an essential part of nutrition for our bodies. And so I think that's a really good point that you bring up. Like, it's really part of who we are, and it's part of where we come from.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that's just like, I think people today, you know, they go, well, we don't need hunting anymore because we have grocery stores.
Yeah.
I can go to Smith's Food and Drugs and I can go grab fresh meat from a cow that's been penned up and fed a bunch of steroids and hormones and whatever. And why do you need to run around the mountain and get an elk? And I think the answer that we'd say is, well, have you ever tasted elk before?
Yeah.
Like, elk is amazing. It's incredibly nutritious. For me, I haven't had to go to Smith's Food and Drugs and get any of those meats because I have a freezer full of elk that I'm able to provide for my family because of the hard work that I did to do that. And it's something that I think, like you said, people are going to ask that question, why? Why do you need to go hunt when we have all these resources that you can gain from? But I don't necessarily think those resources are really good for us in some ways.
Yeah.
And we know where our meat comes from. We know what it eats. We know that it's good.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm all about that.
We're gonna get more into the business conversation now, like with MTNOPS, why you started it, and what is your purpose with MTNOPS. So if you had like a couple words to describe why you did it, it's a packed industry, supplements. Why did you choose the hunting industry and the outdoors industry with supplements?
With supplements?
Yeah.
So I think it comes down to a little bit of history. So when we did the tour of the office, I shared a little bit about my personal history, where I come from, and kind of how I got here. And growing up, like we talked about earlier, hunting was a part of who I was and how I was raised. And it's something that was something I always looked forward to and loved, because it was an opportunity for me to get out with Dad and spend time with him and have some of what I remember as my most memorable talks with Dad. Because that was when we were able to be together and he was able to teach me life lessons and share things with me. And even though I was young and stubborn at the time and thinking I knew everything, I didn't, but I listened, even though I acted like I didn't. And I still remember all those things he taught me. And so for me, hunting was always a part of who I was. It was kind of ingrained in me. It was a part of the fabric of me, if you will. And so Casey and I grew up doing marketing and graphic design, and I learned from a very young age, when I was given an opportunity to understand like how to design and how to market and do these things, I started working for brands like Browning and Easton and Hoyt, and we did a lot of work for Benelli, and there's all these different outdoor brands that I had opportunity from when I was in 9th grade all the way until I went and served my LDS mission. I served these brands and did stuff for them. So I got to see the industry side of it. I got to see like how these brands operated, how they were creating products, how they were serving those products, and why they were making them and things like that. And so aspirationally, I enjoyed marketing so much. It's a passion of mine. I enjoy the theory of it, understanding how to help someone make a good decision on a product or to make a decision in their life. Marketing's a part of everything. It really is. It's we're all marketing. You're marketing kickers, right?
Yeah.
Kickers. We're marketing MTNOPS. There's marketing, and you have to have that in everything you do. It's how you market it, right? Because there's good marketing, there's bad marketing. But how MTNOPS came to be was of a desire that Casey and I, as we grew our marketing company, I left that company, started my own with my brother. We started servicing outdoor clients, and I started to realize that I really wanted to instead of being the service provider, I really wanted to provide I wanted to provide a product. I didn't know what that was, but I wanted to do that. And it was interesting because at the time that I wanted to do that, and my business partner Trevor, who you saw in the glass, didn't meet yet, but saw in the glass behind his desk, he was making nutritional products already for doctors and chiropractors, pharmaceutical grade stuff that was really effective for heart health and well-being, circulation, all these things. And so we didn't find this out actually till later after we founded MTNOPS, but at the same time that Trevor had a desire to find out how to take this product to more people, he was on his knees praying for guidance to find those people who could help him do that. And me and Casey were on our knees trying to find inspiration and somehow to be able to find and create a product that could help people in this industry. And that's when a neighbor brought us together and introduced Trevor to Casey and Jordan, and we learned about Trevor, and he learned about us, and we realized, man, you've got a really, really great product here. And he asked us the one question. He said, you guys have any idea where I could sell this outside of like the gyms and the saturated space? Like, where could I go that could be impactful that this product could work? And that is when Casey, my brother, said to him, you know, I think we should make products for hunters and anglers and outdoor enthusiasts because that's what we love, and I think these products would really work great there. And so MTNOPS, the idea was formed in that room and that conversation. And then the reason why we exist and the reason why we do what we do here is because in everything we do, we improve the lives of individuals and families. So how we do that is through creating effective, proven products that help to improve someone's capability to enjoy the outdoors or enjoy exercise or health or wellness or improve their overall well-being. And that in turn is going to make a big difference for people in their lives. And so that's why MTNOPS is who we are, and that's why we exist, is to improve the lives of individuals and families.
So if you were to say that your products are different for the hunting industry, what makes your products different for the hunting industry? Like, what is the purpose of some of your products for hunters?
Yeah.
Like, what makes that for hunters?
Good question. So in the supplement space, there's tons and tons of supplements. Lots of different companies, lots of different products, serving different purposes. A lot of supplements are built for kind of a time lapse of about an hour and a half performance factor, mainly because they're built for the gym or for post-recovery. And so what we saw and what Trevor had built is a unique product that extended for an entire day of performance. And so we started to sit and think, what kind of individual or person or industry could benefit from this? And that was what came to mind, is like, yeah, football, basketball, these guys play quarters, they play different, things, and they need performance too, but they may need just a boost of energy that lasts for a few hours. Or a baseball guy, he just needs an energy while he's out on the mound or while he's out in the field, but he's gonna come sit the dugout. And we saw that there was an individual that was out all day, and that was a hunter, or a military tactical individual who's out in the battlefield. And so we kind of thought about this battlefield backcountry mindset of like, let's build products that last longer in performance and output, that provides better energy and resource for the hunter or the athlete. And so that's the difference between MTNOPS and how we create product, is we're thinking about the way in which we hunt or the way in which we go outdoors, and how we can provide products like our Enduro or our Yeti or our Ignite that have 20+ hour releases of what's called nitric oxide that provides increased performance and output for the body for an extended period of time, while you're also creating some caffeination that helps for about 5 to 8 hours depending on the body. With no crash, no headaches, no jitters, no nothing, no distractions, so that when we're behind our weapons and we're hunting, we stay focused, we're not distracted, we're able to deliver and make good shots and be able to come back hopefully with a freezer full of meat.
Yeah, if you were to suggest like a product for a hunter out there trying to focus, like getting down into an animal, what would be your favorite product?
So we have a few different products, kind of like if it's coming to a focus, we have 2 products right now. One is in market right now, which is called Ignite. And Ignite is an energy and focus with a cardio enhancer. So what Ignite does is it has 20+ hours of nitric oxide, which opens up the veins, increases blood flow and oxygenation to the body. That's going to help the brain, the output of the heart, cardiovascular system. Second is, in Ignite, is the energy side is caffeinated. So there's natural recurrent caffeine we use that produces that energy for an extended 6 to 8 hours. And then we have what's called nootropics. And nootropics is a blend of ingredients that help with cognitive and visual. So what it does is it helps the brain in its ability to focus as well as to increase visual. So if somebody's looking to have more, like if you're going scouting, you can get behind the glass, you're gritting up the mountain trying to find your bucks or your bulls and do all that. Ignite's really going to help you get behind that glass and be more effective at gritting up the mountain. When you're in the situation you are as far as about to maybe pull the trigger, we have a product that's in market but not sold yet to all market. It's called Dialed. And what Dialed is kind of like a target panic product where it helps with buck and bull fever or people who are behind where it has no stimulant in it, but it uses the same properties as Ignite when it comes to nootropics. So what it does is it calms your anxiety while heightening your sense of awareness and focus. Because Ignite and caffeine can kind of heighten someone's anxieties. And so we wanted to eliminate that. So when it comes to the moment of truth, there have been people that say they like Ignite because it works right when it's time to go. And we've been testing this new Dialed product that people are like, wow. Like I have, when you see animals, what do you do?
Start shaking.
Yeah, you get excited, right? That whatever distance they're at, as soon as they come into view, like innately in us, we're just excited because the moment's here, the opportunity, and we don't want to mess it up, right? And so for some of us, some people are a little bit more ice in the veins, can really calm their nerves naturally and take shots or play shots, and it's almost like instinctive. And for others, we get really excited, and so we're shaking with our bow or our gun, and we're trying to get behind the reticle. And so those are kind of two products that I think would help address those things that you asked about.
Sweet, thanks. All right, guys, this is Jordan. Check out MTNOPS on Instagram. Check out him on Instagram, and thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe.